big picture, where I come from, where I am now, and where I am going. This chart of the big picture of the evolution of human consciousness is the tool that Dr. Ghislaine Lanctôt, author of the Medical Mafia, created to help us understand humanity's purpose. Today, Dr. Lanctôt is simply Ghis. She created many tools, and this tool, chart of the evolution of human consciousness, helps us understand what is going on in the world today and why this great suffering which humanity is living is in fact an evolutionary gift, because this extreme suffering is necessary to get people into action. In the O of transformation, we see the word decision. First, one makes a decision, and then one moves into conscious action. The left side in gray is the world of illusion, where the human sheep herd has been living for eons. The right side is the world of reality, which humanity is now ready for. In 2000, I heard about Dr. Ghislaine Lanctôt and the Medical Mafia, which was first published in 1994. Then I heard about her second book, What the Hell Am I Doing Here Anyway? This book was first published in 2001. My awakening started in January of 2002, right after I realized that 9/11 was an inside job. I ordered 10 copies of the Medical Mafia and 10 copies of What the Hell in order to offer them to my patients in my dental office. I was completely ignorant to the fact that humanity was deeply unconscious and not at all interested in this information. Today, more and more individuals are awakening, and I have chosen to contribute to the evolution of human consciousness in the best way I know how. Recently, my soul pushed me with extreme intensity, and therefore I had to listen to her. I faced my greatest fear. I left my family and the world of illusion. The only way forward is to get out of the illusion, out of the triangle of hell. I must remember who I am, and then understand what the hell I'm doing here on earth. I include the links to my video, I'm Out of the Matrix. Booklet number 1 of Personocratia, Evolution Towards the New Species. This first booklet was published in French and English in 2008 and in Spanish in 2009. Ghis updated this booklet in 2020, but only in French. In order to share this latest information, I will be translating the 2020 version into English and Spanish. When a similar page is available in the original version, I will include a screenshot of that page as well as a translated 2020 version. Please share this information with awakening individuals. Booklet number 1 of Personocratia, Evolution Towards the New Species, 2020 version, pages 10 and 11. The Big Picture, an evolving family picture of human consciousness. To help the integration of the evolution of consciousness, Personocratia uses its basic tool, the big picture. See diagram at the end of the booklet. This is a roadmap for all travelers on planet Earth. It shows me where I come from, where I am, and where I'm going. It all started when I left earthly paradise, when my ancestor, this not very intelligent great monkey, was still guided by a collective soul called Deva, God in Sanskrit. The presence of such a soul is obvious when we watch the behavior of wasps in their nest, fish traveling in their schools, or geese in V formations. The human species officially started when a critical mass of these big apes started to think. It marked the appearance of an evolved mental body. Human beings stand out from other animals because, for the first time in history of the cosmos, an intelligent animal also has an individual soul and no longer depends on a deva. This winning combination of an advanced mind and a single soul is what distinguishes human beings from all other entities on the planet, and perhaps even in the universe. This individual soul allows me to have direct access to Idessa. However, I don't really know what to do with this new treasure. I still behave as a herd animal, just like my ape-like ancestors did. What a waste! The big picture diagram begins with this big, bright, and totally unconscious ape and proud owner of an eidesic soul. Spends all his time in survival mode. He controls a territory that can satisfy all his food requirements and his other needs. He dreams about becoming the dominant male or the most desirable female of the herd so that he can make strong babies to perpetuate the species. This big, fearful monkey, who forgets about his soul and continues to behave like a herd animal, is called Ego-Liath, contraction of ego and Goliath. The ego is the shadow, the distorted projection of my soul. He appears at the embryonic stage and ends with death. He completely identifies himself with the world of illusion that surrounds him. The ego is made up of characters that I believe are me. Sooner or later, this hellish war between the multiple egotistic characters becomes impossible to bear. Total disorder ensues. To help me get out of this chaos, my creative soul invents increasingly traumatic situations. One day, I finally realize that animal survival is a dead end, and I decide to stop all this suffering. I abandon my old egotistic habits and I start listening to my eidesic soul's advice. Order is finally established in my life. I transmute from a fearful animal to a conscious being, aware of my sovereignty. When this transformation will be complete, for a critical mass of human beings, they will then move on to the ultimate stage, which has always been the purpose of evolution, an eidesic being incarnated in matter. This evolution of consciousness is what the big picture diagram represents. The sheep is an ideal animal to use in order to symbolize the two first stages of human evolution. The white sheep and the black sheep correspond to two different vibrational frequencies of the body, while it is under the control of the ego and its old animal survival program. In the center of the chart is the stage of transformation, where I decide to change completely. I detect my sheep behavior with increasing lucidity, and I aspire intensely to move on to something else. I can finally free myself from my own chains, from my own prison, and undertake the greatest evolutionary leap of all time. This is where the great adventure begins. I make the decision to abandon the sheep to become a sovereign mare. I pass under the control of my soul, and I let myself be guided by her in my daily action. From the sovereign mare, where I apply myself to unravel the old program, I can then progress to the next step, the wing mare, the one that can both run on earth and fly. The wing mare represents the fusion of heaven and earth. This fusion is the ultimate goal of evolution, from the first living cells until today. An eidesic being embodied in a material body. The eidesic being has all the attributes of eidesa: immortality, omnipotence, omnipresence, omniscience, joy, and harmony. Wow! I finally understand that the game of life is really worth it. Let us now examine in detail each of the main characters in our big picture. Infinite love. From millennium slavery to individual sovereignty. In the Orient, in the 20th century, Sri Aurobindo and the Mother discovered and anchored truth consciousness, the supramental consciousness in the earthly atmosphere. Once well anchored, the new consciousness was ready to move on to the next stage, its popularization and propagation. In the West, in the 21st century, emerged Personocratia, the power of the sovereign person to govern oneself. Sri Aurobindo's integral yoga goes beyond individual liberation and undertakes collective transformation on earth. After the death of Sri Aurobindo, the Mother continued their work, and on February 29, 1956, the supramental consciousness was definitely anchored on earth. One single and sincere look at the present world situation is enough to convince anybody that it has reached a point of no return. Humanity is heading towards a monumental dead end. Let's stop repeating our obsolete ways, which can only bring more suffering. Personocratia continues the diffusion of truth consciousness in the West. Substantial unity replaces the guru-disciple separation. Let us all spread the contagion of love. I'm out of the game. Like Truman in The Truman Show, I have taken my bow and left a world of illusion, this computer simulation to which I have given authority to manage my life. I leave the theater, where I have played time and time again the roles of disciple, daughter, parent, dentist, entrepreneur, citizen. Today, I devote myself fully and without limits to spreading individual sovereignty, the truth consciousness that I have been experiencing since 2002. Infinite love.